So this month is going to be the scariest day of your life so far. One of the most nerve-wracking experiences you've probably ever had coming up very soon. But before we talk about that, please do make sure that you do like and subscribe to the channel. It does really help out my channel. So please do click that subscribe button. Please do like the video. But the 17th of August, so the 17th of August is results day, A-level results day. So if you're year 13, which is most of you guys watching this, because most of my subscribers are in year 13, or just finished year 13, I should say, it's A-level results day on the 17th. And a lot of you will be going into university. So a lot of you will be thinking about, or will be planning to go into university. So, you know, you've done your UCAS application, you've done your A-levels, and you're hoping that you get the grades to get into university, into your first choice, or if not, your second choice. So it's an extremely nerve-wracking day for most of you guys, and it will be the next couple of weeks will be very, very challenging. So I wanted to do this video to give you some advice on what I would say you should bear in mind in the next couple of weeks before results day, and also what to bear in mind after you get your final results. So I guess the first piece of advice, a bit of a cliche as always, don't worry. I mean, there's nothing you can do about your exams now. Your exams are now over. I'm sure, actually speaking right now, maybe they've all been marked right now. So your grade at the minute is pretty much determined without you knowing. So you can't really worry too much about it because it is what it is. Obviously, look, you are going to be worried. Everyone is. It's human nature, but don't stress too much. It is what it is, and we'll just have to wait and see on the 17th. But I will say this. So this is a really important point that I wanted to make today. Make sure that you prepare for the worst. So obviously, we hope that you get the grades, and you're going to hope that you get the grades to get into your first choice university, or if not, your second choice university. But I would say prepare for the worst. So think in the back of your mind, or come up with some kind of plan of what you'll do if you don't get the grades to get into your first choice or your second choice. So have a plan. Are you going to resit A-levels, maybe redo your A-levels? Are you going to maybe go to internship? Are you going to be self-employed? Are you going to go traveling and have a gap year? Bear in mind, spend the next couple of weeks thinking about what you could do or what you may be interested in doing if it doesn't go to plan. So hope for the best, prepare for the worst would be my advice in the next couple of weeks. So again, if we're thinking about how we prepare for the worst, you want to have your three plans: your plan A, your plan B, your plan C. So your plan A is that you get, you know, the grade that you need to get into your first choice uni, and you go to the first choice uni and you get into your university, and it's happy days. The plan B is that you don't get into your first choice, but you get into your second choice. So again, prepare for that. You know, maybe you've got, you know, a university that you really want to go to and a course you really want to do, but unfortunately you just miss out on the grades. So you've got to go to your second choice. So again, just bear in mind that if that does happen, prepare for that. If you do prepare for this, if you do kind of, you know, have in your subconscious the idea that you may not get into your first choice university, then it will kind of, you know, dampen the blow a little bit if that were to happen. But obviously the plan C is you don't get the grades to get into your first choice, nor do you get the grades to get into your second choice. And then that's the case of, as I just said, you know, thinking about what options, you know, what path you go down if that is the case. So as I said, yeah, A is you get into your first choice uni, plan B you get into your second choice, and plan C you don't get into either, and you've kind of got to decide where to go from there. So with plan C, as I said, you could redo your A-levels. So maybe, let's say, for example, you really want to study computer science at university. That's kind of your passion. You love computer science. It's your favorite subject you want to study at university, but you don't get the grades. So I guess the option for you kind of guys, where you definitely want to do a course, or maybe you want to do, you know, as I said, computer science or medicine or maths, whatever it may be, and you don't get your grades, then obviously maybe redoing your A levels would be the right thing to do. So don't get, if you don't get your grades, don't get too upset. Sometimes we all have bad days, we all have bad exams, and maybe the exams that you did for your A levels this year were just bad days. That does happen. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, okay, I had a few bad days on the exams this year for the A levels. I want to give it a go next year because I know for a fact that I want to do computer science university, or I want to do physics, or I want to do economics, or I want to do psychology, whatever it may be. If you know for a fact that that is definitely what you want to do in your life, and you feel like you could do better, consider redoing your A level. So that's one option that you could go ahead with. So another thing which you could consider is maybe choosing a different degree course, or maybe going to a different university with a different course. So, let's say, for example, you were set on doing chemistry at university. So you wanted to do chemistry. That was your ambition. But let's say you open up your results and you didn't do very well in your chemistry A level. You may want to reconsider whether chemistry was the right degree for you in the first place. So it could actually be a blessing in disguise. So yes, getting A levels that you weren't hoping for, and getting A level grades that don't get you into your university will feel really bad, and you won't feel very good. And you will feel upset, but maybe it will be a blessing in disguise, because maybe you will realize that actually doing a chemistry degree or an economics degree, choosing that degree course, maybe it wasn't the right degree after all. So these things can be blessings in disguise when things don't go well. So yeah, if you don't get the grades you need to get into your first choice course in your first choice university, think about maybe whether you want to do your A levels again, and then think about whether you want to do the same degree you were planning to do this year, or think about maybe whether a change in courses is something to consider. So think about whether, with my example again, if you wanted to do chemistry this year at university, think about whether that was the right choice after all, and think about, is it something you want to pursue next year? So again, that's something to consider as well. And as I said, you could just do a complete 180 and a complete change of plan. So again, as I was saying just now, when you get bad results, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, because actually what it can make you do is it can make you kind of reconsider all of your plans, and make you kind of realize that actually maybe going to university wasn't the right thing for me after all. So some people, when they don't get the grades they need, they realize that actually going to university, sitting more exams, trying to pass more exams, maybe isn't the right thing for them. So maybe a complete change of plans, doing an apprenticeship, getting work, traveling, maybe that's the way to go. So as I just said, apprenticeships, if you feel like after you get your results, and if you don't do too well, maybe doing an apprenticeship maybe for you, or an internship where you actually go to work and you learn skills on a job, because as I was saying, as I was trying to say, in the modern world, a degree isn't necessarily worth what it used to be. So going to university isn't necessarily going to guarantee you a good job. But if you know a certain career that you want to go ahead with, and there's a certain job you want to do, and there's a certain career path you want to go down, then maybe going for an apprenticeship or an internship is a potential idea instead of going to university. So again, I'm kind of repeating myself again, but it can be a blessing in disguise when you don't get the A level grades you need. Or maybe starting an online business. So maybe you want to take a plunge and go ahead on your own, go ahead solo and make a business, come up with a business, or start some kind of online YouTube channel, or start some kind of other online business. So you can go down that route if you want to as well. So it's really up to you. You've got to kind of consider this in mind if you do not get the grades you need to get into university. And even if you do get the grades you need to get into university, having these kind of second thoughts about you know, is university really the right thing for me? Should I go to university, or should I change things up? You know, having these kind of healthy discussions and debates with yourself is actually quite a good idea. So do have a little think, another little think, and a second thought as to whether, you know, going to university is right, regardless of what grade you get. So in the next couple of weeks, think about your options again, and just make sure the option you go ahead with is the option that you really want to go ahead with. So, you know, just some final words. Again, just to repeat what I was saying before, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So, you know, you want to hope that you get the grades you need. You want to hope that you get really good grades, but prepare for getting grades that you don't want to get. And it's okay to feel upset if the worst happens. I mean, look, you know, you're going to feel upset. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You're going to feel very disappointed and deflated when you get grades that are below what you expected or below what you needed. You know, even if we try our best in the next couple of weeks to prepare for the worst, we always, because we hope for the best and we kind of subconsciously expect to get good results. Sometimes it does feel really bad when you don't get good results at all, when you were expecting, you know, better results, especially if you feel like you did well in the exams. So especially if you feel like on the exam, on the days of the exams, if you come up the exams thinking you did really well, and then you open your results and it didn't go so well, those are the worst experiences. And so sometimes that, you know, it's happened to me, it happens to a lot of people, where, you know, you feel you've done well, but actually it turns out you didn't do so well. So that's why kind of preparing for the worst is really a really good move. But my final point really is that yeah, it will all work out in the end. Again, a bit of a cliche, a bit of a you know, meaningless statement, but as I said, these things can be blessings in disguise when you get results that you don't expect, or results that you didn't want to get. You know, it will all work out in the end. You've got to figure out what path you want to go down in life. Sorry, what path you want to go down in life, and you've got to figure out what you enjoy. You know, life's about getting paid for what you enjoy. That's kind of how I would summarize life. So find a way of getting paid for doing something you enjoy. That's really what you should aim to do in life. So if you do enjoy, you know, maths and physics, and you want to do a maths degree and that's what you enjoy doing, then, you know, even if you don't get the grades that you need to get into uni, you know, then do your A levels again. Don't feel disheartened. I mean, you will feel disheartened, but don't feel too disheartened, because, you know, you've got next year where you can redo your A levels. Or if actually that's not what you wanted to do, maybe you didn't really want to go to university. Maybe your parents are just kind of, you know, nagging you and forcing you to go to university, but actually deep down you didn't want to go. Then again, this is a blessing in disguise if you don't get the grades that you need to get. So that would be my advice. Hopefully this has helped you guys out, to give you some tips and some kind of mindsets to have over the next couple of weeks before the 17th of August. So I guess my final words would be good luck. Hopefully it does all work out, and even if it does not work out, some of you unfortunately will just, you know, statistically speaking, probabilistically speaking, some of you watching this will not get the grades that you need, unfortunately. So it will be a shame, it will feel sad, but it will work out in the end. You know, you have to just pursue the things that you want to pursue, and hopefully it will work out. So thanks a lot for watching. Please do click on the like button. Please do click subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. So good luck again with your exams. Hope for the best. Hope for the best.